It is World Humanitarian Day, and this year the world is paying a special tribute to the real-life heroes who have committed their lives to helping others in the most extreme circumstances throughout the world.
Now this year, COVID-19 has been the biggest challenge to humanitarian operations around the world. In northeast Nigeria, the amount of people in need of life-saving aid have risen as the pandemic worsens the situation with the most vulnerable population in Borno, Adamawa and Yobe states.
United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria, Edward Callon, says the number of people needing humanitarian assistance is the highest recorded in 5 years of a joint humanitarian response, as more than 10.6 million people out of a total of 13 million people will need some form of humanitarian assistance this year. But joining us via Skype is the Chief of Mission, IOM Nigeria, Franz Celestine. It's good to have you join us at this time on TVC Breakfast.
It's good to be here.
All right, of course, let's turn our attention to the northeastern part of Nigeria. In Nigeria, see, there are statistics about the large number of persons that need humanitarian assistance at this time. How difficult is it for the humanitarian worker to get into these people and give them the kind of help that they need?
Well, it's becoming more and more difficult, not only because of movement restriction that is placed on the humanitarian workers, the increasing attacks by non-state armed groups on the humanitarian workers, but also the danger posed by the spread of COVID-19 in northeast Nigeria. So we find that humanitarian workers are being squeezed more and more. We're being put in a box where our options are fairly limited. So, but we try as much as possible to get to these people. As the numbers, as you can see, increase, we try to redouble our effort to get the job done. But the other side of this is the decreasing funding that we're getting from our traditional donors, simply because, as you know, a great number of countries have gone into recessions due to COVID-19.
All right, Franz, this real-life heroes, humanitarians who have been putting their lives on the line, on the front lines to save others. On a day like this, how best can we celebrate them that will, you know, it cannot meet it, but how best can we celebrate who they are, the humanitarian services they have rendered selflessly to people across the world?
Right, that's an excellent question, because there's very little we can do to repay those who put their lives at risk to assist the most vulnerable, those who put their well-being, the well-being of others before theirs, those who actually go so far and wide away from their family to do it. The best we can see is to effectively put the mechanisms in place to protect them, because they're coming under increasing attack, effectively and properly compensate them, but say a big thank you every single day, not just today, every day, looking at them and say, we truly appreciate the work that you do. We understand that what you do, very few people can do it, and we are behind you 100%. I think the daily affirmation of this, reminding them how important they are to humanity, because they are indeed the real life heroes. We don't see many of those, and the fact that the conditions are getting worse and worse for them, we need to support them more than ever.
Franz, this time, of course, makes it a bit difficult. The challenge, the coronavirus pandemic, has made it difficult for humanitarian workers to actually do what they know how to do well. How would you, if you would like to give them a message of hope, at this time, what would you like to say to humanitarian workers and persons that would like to even volunteer to join in the train?
Right. I would say we need you. We need more and more people with your fortitude, with your perseverance and persistence. Those are the people we need in the field. Providing a service to humanity it's such a fulfilling thing. You come out the day feeling proud of what you have done to save somebody's life, somebody who, if you were not there, would have perished, would have been in such terrible conditions. And I'm inspired by the number of people that are joining the humanitarian community despite the dangers that is posed, despite the difficulties that they faced, and despite the environment that they operated in. I'm reminded of many of my colleagues working in the Northeast who themselves were displaced by the insurgency and the conflict in the Northeast. They said, okay, I have seen what humanitarians have done. I have seen people coming far and wide from different countries to relieve the sufferings of Nigerians in Nigeria. I want to do my part. I have a colleague named Abdul whose uncle was killed in Damboa, and his whole family was displaced. He, through all this process, went to school, studied geology and hydrology, and now he's one of our key colleagues in the water and sanitation sector for IOM, providing clean, potable water to those displaced in the camp. So there are people who are driven by what they've seen, by their experience. They said, I've seen people come in from outside. I want to do this ourselves. IOM has 1,554 staff in Nigeria. Only 63 of them are international. The rest of them are all Nigerian nationals. So it's the Nigerians picking themselves by their bootstraps and being a part of the humanitarian community.
Okay.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Franz. Thank you so much for your comments and your thoughts on CBC Breakfast. Of course, we celebrate the humanitarian workers at this time, especially during the coronavirus pandemic.
Really
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.